So when did it become something you invited into your life on a regular basis?
Tarot?
Yeah.
Um, I'm a girl, right? And so like
Feel for you. What does that mean?
so,
I'm a
I'm a
girl.
girl. So
I
like
had girl lunch.
it starts with like high school or junior high or middle school, whatever you want to call it.
You're
And it's
doing
like,
girl talk now. That's
yeah,
the girl tone.
yeah. And then it's like, oh my God, I love him so much. I wonder what his sign is. And then you like learn all the
Astrology.
astrology and like who's your best mate and like, is it in the stars? It's just really just a way for us to kind of control our destinies.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you kind of get into tarot and I started seeing like there's only one tarot reader other than Coach Chen that I really enjoy, and she's still alive, and she lives in Austin. She's in South Austin, Slaughter Lane. Her name is Peggy. And once I found her, I went to her maybe two or three times, actually three times, maybe four, um, before I became a tarot reader because I needed somebody to talk to. I didn't like I was going through a hard transition in my
Mm-hmm.
life,
Mm-hmm.
and her guidance was really helpful. So I think it's important, important work. If you can be a tarot reader and help somebody really gain some clarity,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's something that they don't want to hear, it's important. I've also seen tarot readers that just double down on the negativity, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like feeling bad, when I'm already feeling bad, So,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying it has to be a positive read, but I'm just saying that there's a certain amount. If you can deliver the message with some wisdom, is nice,
Yeah.
So
Death card's not always about death.
death is about rebirth, right?
Rebirth.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the. How did you develop your style? Because you have a style of reading, the way that you incorporate NLP, the way you incorporate Buddhism. How did that come to unfold? Did you have any mentors?
Um, you know, I would say Peggy, like I loved her style of reading, even though she just used one deck. But there's a woman that I follow on YouTube, and her channel is called White Feather Tarot,
Mm-hmm.
and she implements oracle cards and multiple decks. And I was like, that's fucking cool.
Oracle cards is the
Archetypes, oracles.
that's an Oracle
Yeah,
deck.
yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of what you're doing, where you're implementing an Oracle deck and your tarot deck.
Yeah.
And why do you think it's cool? What do you like about it?
I think that like when you have all these multiple decks that the illustrations can really speak to somebody or they're like in the archetype deck that's happened recently where father came out and the querent, the client was my father just passed and then so
Mm.
you know what I mean and so something
Yeah.
like resonates
Yeah.
and then it just kind of like it just I don't know. I mean, it's the message that you needed to hear in that moment. And because the illustrations might be different or and whatnot, then it might speak to you differently,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, so like let me just pick up this one. Like the sun card, this is a beautiful sun card, right?
Always a positive card,
Always a
right?
positive card, but then we have like, but to me, this is more like an energetic card in the Rider Waite deck is a baby, on a horse, and that's very positive. But this is a woman, right? And you see all these photons, and the photons are,
It almost looks like a sunflower.
yeah, absolutely. It's a sunflower, and so, and the energy of photons, light, I mean, there's so much like, let me get another card.
What does that mean to you? Let me see the sun card.
Yeah.
Which deck is this from?
The Sightseers deck.
That is beautiful. It's a sunflower, and there's some kind of energy flowing out of the middle of it, and there's this dancing with jubilance and just freedom, almost ecstatic dancer.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's just that different cards read certain things differently. And I like that.
From different decks, you mean?
Yeah.
Like the Rider Waite Smith deck versus the Thoth or
Like,
the
so this one, the nobody likes the Three of Swords, right? And so if you look, if you look at the Rider Waite deck, it's three swords and a heart, and it represents a lot of pain. But in the Rider Waite deck, the heart's still intact. This heart's being torn apart.
yeah, and being stitched back together. It seems like there's a
Yeah.
it's being torn apart, and it looks like it's been put back together a couple times in the past.
Yeah.
You know, Linda, I love this aspect of tarot. The first thing I tend to do is I do this myself. I just look at the card
Yeah.
and I think about what I feel about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. This Sage of Cups is really, this is from the Gay Tarot, and the Sage of Cups is the King of Cups. And so when you think of the King of Cups, it's a really positive card, but that doesn't look super positive.
Yeah, they look angry.
Right. And then, like, there's a guy in the
Holding
middle.
them back, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
And so,
like a bar fight where someone's holding two people back that really
right. And so sometimes, like, this card will pop up when people are having, who are trying to repair a relationship. And maybe couples therapy, like a mediator almost,
Yeah.
but there's still love there. And so that card reads differently than a King of Cups. So I like the different art.
You like imagery, which is where like a Marseille deck, where you would just have six swords, or on a.
It helps the querent understand. You know,
I agree.
Yeah,
because you're both looking at it,
right,
and you're both talking about what does this mean to you,
right. And so the World card here is
the last card
the
in
last
the deck,
card.
yeah.
But like in this deck, though, in that one, it's on top of his shoulders. I mean,
Atlas.
Yeah. But he's got a very, even though like, so you're strong enough to kind of hold on, you know what I mean? To take on the world.
Yeah.
So it can kind of speak, I don't know. I think it can mean different things.
How did you get to that style? Was it this, the tarot reader that was online that you got exposed to? And
I did it just like with practice because, while I was doing my Good Thoughts NLP, I was a psychic on a psychic hotline, called Purple Ocean, and people are paying by the minute. And so I have to read fast. I have to read really fast. Otherwise, you get really bad reviews. And so I got very good at being very quick. It's a good intuition practice. Like you don't have time to look it up and feel the cards. You have to just say it, and connect with somebody, not face to face, but on the phone.
How fast was a fast reading?
I mean, I could read. I mean, you saw how fast I read.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah.
I still look through the books.
Yeah.
I read. I have multiple books that I go to.
And so, but then you're not using your intuition.
Right.
It's like riding a bike with training wheels.
Right.
So I do teach a workshop on how to read cards intuitively.
With intuition.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just rely on the book.
That's really helpful for folks.
It is. And it's like, okay, we're not looking at anything.
And you got that by people needed it fast. So you're feeling it and you're just going with your gut, which is intuition.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I try to teach people to do.
And what percentage of your life now is the NLP coaching versus the tarot reading?
I'm trying to, I would say tarot reading is like 80% and NLP is 20%.
Yeah.
Is
that a good balance for you?
Yes. Because tarot actually pays better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, NLP got a bad rap with all the pickup artists and the salesmen and dude,
it seems really bro-y too. Yeah.
That's because of the pickup artist and the salesman thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. It depends on which. Did you do the woo-woo version of NLP?
No, I don't think so. I did. I mean, the people who do the INLP Center, they're accredited with the International Coaching Federation. And so they are recognized by another institution. So that was important to me.
So it's probably more psychology.
Is more psychology.
That's the one I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.